Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Canon and Plot Holes. Let's just get right into Stargate Atlantis. This is a spin-off of SG-1 that follows an expedition to the Pegasus Galaxy after Dr. Daniel Jackson found an 8-symbol address in the Season 8 finale of SG-1. The expedition was led by Dr. Elizabeth Weir, who was introduced at the end of Season 7 of SG-1. Its purpose was not only hopefully to find descendants of the ancients from the Milky Way galaxy, but to also find new technology and hopefully explanations as to what happened to the ancients and the plague that supposedly wiped them out. The primary Gate team consisted of Major John Shepard, later becoming Lieutenant Colonel early in Season 2, Lieutenant Aiden Ford, Dr. Rodney McKay, and Taylor Amagan. In Season 2, Aiden was replaced by Ronan Dex, with Aiden having special guest appearances after that. After arriving in the Pegasus Galaxy at the ancient city of Atlantis, the expedition was quickly beset upon by the first big bad of the series, the Wraith. The Wraith are a humanoid insectoid hybrid that feeds off the life force of humans. Having almost eaten themselves into extinction, they went into hibernation cycles to ration their food supply. After the discovery of the Atlantis expedition, all the Wraith hives in the galaxy started to wake up with the hope of a new, plentiful food source. The Atlantis' new crew would routinely find new tech as well as make new friends and enemies throughout the 5-season run of the show. A few of those enemies were human form replicators, or the Asurans. After finding a gate address in the ancient database, Shepard's team finds a city full of what they think are Atlanteans' descendants. It turns out that they are likely the first version of human form replicators created by the Atlanteans. The Jedi. After seeking trading partners in the first season, Shepard's team came across what they thought was an agrarian planet, but turned out to be an underground society hiding from the Wraith. They were hoping to build a weapon to defeat the Wraith once and for all. And Michael, a Wraith that Dr. Carson Beckett tested a retrovirus on that would turn Wraith into humans. It only partially worked, and their first test subject eventually reverted back to a Wraith and became one of the expedition's most deadly enemies. One of the biggest parts of the show was the ancient database. The expedition would routinely find new gate addresses or new tech in the database that drove a lot of the series. The series did end on quite a high note with a special trip made by the entire city of Atlantis to stop a Wraith invasion. It's a very cool set of episodes and lent well to the end of the series. And now, on to Stargate Universe. Arguably the most divisive series in the franchise, this series starts on a rare planet that gives a Stargate enough energy to dial a 9th chevron address. An attack on the planet from the Lucian Alliance ends up with the group stranded on an ancient ship halfway across the universe. Not galaxy, I said universe. The primary characters in the show are Dr. Nicholas Rush, Colonel Everett Young, Lieutenant Matthew Scott, Lieutenant Tamara Johansson, Master Sergeant Ronald Greer, Eli Wallace, Camille Ray, and Chloe Armstrong. This series had a pretty big cast, and I have a feeling that was more because of the interpersonal relationships that this series focused on versus the other series. But this series mostly involved them surviving on a ship with minimal resources and a ship they can't pilot. A lot of the character development is done on the ship itself, but they do visit other planets for various reasons pretty regularly. One of the big points of contention was the character development. A lot of people thought it was too dramatic. I personally felt that being stuck on a ship on the other side of the universe with minimal life-sustaining resources and no way to get home would cause tons of drama. Beyond that, there really wasn't a big bad of the show. I think that's what really led to some of the complaints about it. They had 3 real enemies, though. The Lucian Alliance, a coalition of former smugglers and mercenaries who have banded together to take advantage of the power vacuum left by the demise of the Goa'uld Empire. The Nakai, blue bipedal aliens that seem more interested in the ship than the new inhabitants. They likely only saw them as a way to gain access to the ship. And Berserker drones, robotic ships created by an unknown alien race in the second galaxy visited by the Destiny expedition. They ended up causing the crew to force Destiny to skip almost half the galaxy to get past them. One really cool part I enjoyed in this series is the time travel episodes towards the end of Season 2. No spoilers, but the results of their time travel are very cool and provide a nice set of context to the characters. Ultimately, there isn't much more I can write about either series without giving away large plot points. Anyone that hasn't seen all of Stargate needs to hop on a few of the normal streaming services and get to watching. Please like, subscribe, and get the bell on if you enjoy my videos.